It's the weekend. The sun's shining on the A166 between York and Bridlington, and that can only mean one thing: bikers. They're here for a nice day out, a spot of lunch, and of course a ride through this beautiful countryside. It should amount to a perfect afternoon, but the bikers have got company. East Yorkshire is home to Operation Achilles, in other words, cops and cameras.
Every time you come out, they're behind us, they're stopping us, they're hanging about in this area. It's just easy money for them.
We will stop at the end of the road, checks, and they said my husband's bike was dirty.
We are being targeted as a road user group, and that can say that, you know, you're pulled out and intimidated.
And when it comes to police tactics, they don't get any more unpopular than this. With a maximum speed of 200 miles an hour, this covert bike is one of the fastest in the world. Hello, Vince. So what have we got here?
Hello there, you're right. This is a Suzuki GSX 1300R Hayabusa. It's fitted with a Provida video system with a camera at the front, a monitor and recording device here. It'll capture anything that's in front of me and any offences that are committed.
And this makes you less than popular around here, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does, but only with the people that are wanting to commit the offences.
663 people were caught speeding on these roads last year, and more than half of them were bikers. But are they getting a fair ride? PC Worrell thinks so, and over in Stamford Bridge, he's already on the prowl. He's got 2 riders in his sights. They're breaking the law, and they're about to go faster. Now they're notching up speeds of more than 100 miles an hour.
103 miles an hour, approaching Lawns.
Inspector Mark Hughes is leading the team who are about to bring the bikers in. PC Worrell has all the evidence he needs. It's not good news for the bikers.
My colleague is here on a unmarked bike fitted with a Provida camera and a calibrated speedometer. He's followed you from Fridaythorpe and he's now going to review the evidence that's been captured on the tape.
Having had no idea they were being followed, the video bike footage makes uncomfortable viewing.
Okay, now you start to accelerate. Okay, we're past the 90 mile an hour mark now. We're continuing down there.
I saw him behind me, to be honest. I did see him behind me, but I didn't see it was the police officer, because obviously he's on an unmarked police bike. And I suppose it's a hazard of biking, but I think they should be marked, to be honest.
And when you've got someone behind you who's pushing you all the time, we couldn't see. Obviously it's an unmarked bike, and he's pushing at us and pushing at us, and he says, "Oh, I was following you." Well, he wasn't. At one point he was right on my bumper. He hadn't shown that on his film.
Both riders, middle-aged fellas, probably very respectable jobs, and on the whole, probably very law-abiding. But that moment of madness has just cost them maybe their licences and maybe their job. And you can see that in the faces when they stop and look round and see the bike. You know, they come back down to earth with a big bump then.
The Hayabusa makes the police invisible. Catching sight of it in your rearview mirror probably wouldn't spark alarm. It's a tactic that does not go down well with the bikers. Especially with this one. Jolyon Lawson's the chairman of the Motorcycle Action Group. Hello.
How are you doing?
Not bad, how are you, Jolyon?
I'm very well indeed, thank you. Nice to meet you.
What's the relationship like between bikers and the police around here?
There's quite an amount of ill feeling, mainly because of the way that they've publicised it. I think the bikers feel that they're being targeted.
They're only targeting this area because of the huge number of bikers that are in the area, and they are catching people at well in excess of 100 miles an hour.
Excessive speeding is not to be tolerated, and those people do need curbing, but they need curbing with high visibility. Put a police car 2 miles down the road here, every person leaving here will know it's there and ride accordingly.
They'd argue that, you know, accident stats are down and they're saving lives.
They are, yeah. I mean, accident stats are down nationally in motorcycling, so they can't just claim Exactly as I was saying, this is the police helicopter flying over, once again targeting an area where bikers are placed. He'll be flying around now for the next few hours at huge cost, following motorcycles down the road.
And this is how they do it. The police eye in the sky costs £1.4 million a year to run. Tracking down speeding bikers is not one of its primary roles, but it does frequently support Operation Achilles, making this one of the most specialised operations in the country. It's a busy day for Humberside Police, and back on the ground, Inspector Mark Hughes is on his way to a road traffic accident.
Just arriving at the scene of an RTC, further relations to motorbike that's come off with a broken cycle with a collarbone, just trying to find out what's going on.
A biker's had a blowout a few metres from a busy roundabout. Accidents like this are common in East Yorkshire, but luckily this rider's escaped serious injury by sticking to the speed limit.
Well, he's come around corner, 30 mile an hour maximum. I think his tyre has got something in it and he's lost a bit of air in his tyre. It's gone around corner, there's no grip, front end's just gone. He's stood across the road.
It's an excellent example of what the damaged speed can do. If that rider had been going considerably more quickly, he would more than likely be dead.
Humberside Police say it's the minority who drive at such excessive speeds and that it's those riders they're after, but the bikers reckon they're all being tarred with the same brush.
The chap earlier was saying he was pulled and actually prosecuted for 67 miles an hour. Now that's, I mean, where are they going to draw the line as to a speeding vehicle or an excessively speeding vehicle?
Give us the points, but don't fine us. Then you'll convince the whole of the country, car drivers alike and bike riders, that it's not about revenue.
We had some, not so much bad press, but some complaints from the motorcycle fraternity. But we're not out to target recreational drivers at all. If people want to drive safely at a reasonable speed, we're not interested in just stopping them. All we want to do is get the people who are higher up to come down or stop.
But despite all this ill feeling towards the police, it's difficult to argue with the stats. Since Operation Achilles was launched, the number of bikers killed on these roads has halved. It's gone from 18 in 2004 to 9 last year. And it's because of these numbers that the cops are here to stay in East Yorkshire, meaning that not all bikes are going to be a welcome sight.